Welcome to Grow Green with Vanessa. I'm Vanessa and I am growing from planting zone 6A in Illinois, right outside of the Chicagoland area. Thank you for joining me today. I thought today would be a great time to show you an update on what I'm growing. There are a few things that I've been growing for about a month now, which would be all the things in the onion family. And I've also wanted you to see the brassicas that I'm working with. When I returned from vacation, I shared with you that they had gotten a little leggy and I replanted them, but actually they're looking pretty good. So I'll give you an update on those, let you see those, and let you see that if you can catch your seedlings very early, if they begin to get leggy, sometimes you can save them. Now, I can't say whether or not they will be saved 100%. I don't know. We still need a little more time to tell, but the majority of them are doing pretty good and they're starting to improve in their stature and their the thickness of the stems. Come along with me. So here is the current status of my onions. Actually, these are the Utah yellow sweet onions, which are doing pretty well. And then I believe, I have to check the labels at times. These are the Monastrell onions here. And behind that, these are the shallots, and the shallots are looking pretty good, nice and healthy. These are the King Richard leeks, and those are looking great too. And behind that, and both of these trays are our bunching onions. These are the red bunching onions, and these are our Tokyo bunching onions. So these are all doing very, very well. And then I also have a couple trays of onions here. And these are the white sweet onions. And this tray here is half and half cipollini onions and the red burgundy. But those onions are short day, and my area recommends either a long day or an intermediate. Will I plant those? I don't know. It will depend on the amount of space that I have. Okay, I also want to provide you with an update of the brassicas that I started almost 2 weeks ago now, and initially they were looking so leggy. I repotted them and they actually are looking pretty good. Some of the stems are starting to thicken up, so I'm just hoping that it will continue along those lines so that we get some good healthy brassicas to put out. This is the second tray of brassicas, and these are looking pretty good also. So I fertilized these since I've been back home. I'm only putting a week fertilizer on every 14 days. So we'll see how it goes. And this here is a shot of all of the seedlings that are on the heating mat. These things are relatively new. I just completed planting these things, so as of yet nothing has germinated. But these are the tomatoes, the eggplants, and the peppers, and it also includes our herbs. One thing I will have to do is switch the some of my labels Because I was unable to grab my labels that I needed, I used the clothespins, which work well in the house, but they won't function as well outside. I am working on my organization for the raised beds. So I put my example together some months ago, probably 6 months ago, of what I would plant and where I would plant it. It helps me to put things into the raised beds a little faster, and it gives me a chance to figure out the best place to put things. So I'm looking at that today, rearranging a few things, because most of the time, although I pick out or I decide months in advance what I'm going to grow, sometimes when I'm planting the seeds, I don't always grow exactly that. So I want to make sure that I have my beds organized properly, because very soon it will be time for planting. So let's take a look at my organized raised bed plan. So as you can see, this grid is for an 8x4 garden bed, and this portion of the bed, or at least this bed, will be covered. This will be a covered bed because mostly this will contain brassicas. So that top row just shows that in the beginning of the season, I will plant broccoli. But once that broccoli is harvested, I'll have that space that will be empty. So I will put in my second succession of cucumbers in that place. But in all the other spaces in this bed, there won't be any opportunity for succession planting, because these brassicas will remain in the garden until winter, until November, December, as long as I can grow them. Now, this bed will also be another covered bed, and as you can see, it also has majority of brassicas. And as you can see, this bed will also have brassicas in it. It will have cabbage, and there's more broccoli, cauliflower, and also Swiss chard. So the cauliflower and the broccoli will end up coming out before it gets really hot. So I will have those extra spaces. That will be 2 rows of 8 that I will have to plant some other things. And I'm more than likely I will put our beans there, or something else there. I haven't decided yet. But I am using the square foot gardening method. So I'm also trying to indicate how many of each plant will go in the spaces. So then when I'm out there planting, I can carry my guide with me and I can just get to planting. And it also helps me to know how many seedlings I'll need to fill each bed. This is just an example of one of the uncovered beds. As you see at the top, I will have my cantaloupe and my melons there, so that end of the bed will be trellised. And the rest of the things in this bed, either they just don't require that they need to be covered. So this bed will be uncovered. And this is the 4th bed, and this bed also will be uncovered. And as you can see, it has my plants that will flower, and I'll need to leave this uncovered so that the pollinators can get to it. We are getting closer and closer to being able to utilize this compost that I've been creating with the electric composter. So I will continue with that. I actually have this composter is full here. So I'm debating whether or not it's still a little moist. If it were going directly outside, it wouldn't matter. But if you can see, this compost is much drier. So I'm debating whether or not I'm going to run that through the fermented mold just to dry it up a bit. So for now, that sums things up. In a couple of weeks, I'll give you an update on what things look like, what has germinated, what hasn't, and what I've had to restart, if anything. Remember, find your joy. Mine is gardening in retirement. Bye.